the Cardinals, number 14, Lakota West. Also, Cameron Evans. And number 21, Ryan O'Brien.
And we are live here at Colerain High School. Opening kickoff to be taken by the Cardinals. Could have let it bounce into the end zone. They will take it out.
Brought down by West, number 29, Colerain Atkins.
20-yard line.
It'll be first and 10 Cardinals. For 25.
Can't hear yourself.
Cardinals take over. Maurice Barnes out of the shotgun. Greg Williams to his left. Snap, straight up the middle of Greg Williams. Makes the bounce to he's got a one-on-one to the outside. Cuts it up. And the Cardinals with a big run on first down.
Greg Williams on the carry for Colerain.
Nothing happened in the middle of the field. He bounces it out.
Brought down by number 20, Finn Mason.
A slight limp with it. Greg Williams will run away from a lot of people, and when he came and let to go, he really didn't have any more.
First down and 10 Colerain.
A two-way player for Colerain. He runs in the running back position, plays a lot of linebacker. Taking a lot of abuse in these first 4 weeks.
Cardinals spread it out now. Trips to the left. Big in motion. Sets. Counter back the other way. Trying to find his space. He does. He's going to get about 6, maybe 7.
Greg Williams on the carry for the Cardinals.
Carry.
Looks like Colerain could start committing to the run right here.
Taken down by Divine Lakota.
Big offensive line.
And you basically have your second level, almost all your linebackers on offense. Hayden Danielson came in as
second down and 4.
Cooper Creek running
ball on the 44.
Tight end basically. We go in motion, set up a little counter. So good running so far first down. We'll spread it back out, get a little bit more speed out of the field in substitution. And looks like we have a flag false start on the Cardinals.
Flag on the play.
A little bit out of the stance, a little early. This Colerain Cardinals will be tested. Lakota West in their white top, white pants, Colerain in the red. Lakota West comes in here 2-2. They played a tough schedule, losing to Princeton and David. Common opponent. Colerain lost to Middletown 23 in this time. Lakota West beating 35-0. Second down and 9.
Takes it. Takes it. I think he did get it off, but nowhere really to go.
The ball looked like it came loose.
Yeah, everyone kind of stopped because they assumed the whistle was blown, but no whistle was blown. Cardinals do end up with it.
I didn't see the ball come loose.
The ball definitely came loose, but
I saw the referee throw the beanbag down.
Well, I don't know why. Everyone stopped because they thought the play was over. We're staying here third and long after the penalty and the short gain on second down. Third down and long. Seconds on the play clock. Takes it with that. Goes deep. He's got a one-on-one and
lots of contact.
Complete pass.
Lakota East fans calling for
intended for Corey Meyer.
Fans calling for the offensive pass interference. The Colerain fans calling for a defensive pass interference.
Fourth down and 9.
Just kind of let him jam check. First time to switch.
Back to receive for West, number 1. Brandon Reming.
Cooper Creek will set back to kick. Which will be
Cooper Creek back to kick for Colerain.
Eddie Powell back to one. Brendan Reming. This for everything for West back deep to return. Pressure on him is going to force a quick kick. Reming's going to take it on the run.
Blocking it back. That was
not smart, number 5.
Yeah, that was a big run by Remy, but unnecessary block in the back.
Yeah, Remy was already past the defender. So that's going to be a big penalty, a decent run all the way out to the 45. This could be a spot foul from about the 30. So this
It's probably going to be half the distance to the goal, would be my guess.
now it's going to come this Lakota West offense. Kind of stymied the first couple weeks. They started a freshman at quarterback. Then they made the switch over to Sam Wills, the junior, who now leads the team not only in passing, that also he leads them in rushing.
Yeah, this is a team that almost not quite the same mirror image because they've managed to pull some wins, but they really are kind of like what Colerain, where they are absolutely really good on defense and have struggled offensively. This will be a jet sweep run into the outside, trying to find some space. Nowhere to go for Trey Barnett.
Multiple flags on the fade. There's going to be multiple holding. Colerain outside linebackers do a great job there just stringing it out. They couldn't really get off their blockers, but didn't allow the running back to turn it up the field.
And this is you see a big 88. He's their star on offense, Luka Gilbert. I think he's already committed to UC, or if not, heavily recruited by Ohio State. But the thing with them, they started the year with a freshman who's supposed to be, a five-star recruit, but he's still a freshman. Really struggled.
Yeah, Gilbert only has 5 receptions on the year.
Yeah, but between him and Brendan Remy, who seems like he's been at Lakota West forever.
Yeah.
But you just look out there, you're like, oh, that 88 is a foot taller than everyone on the field. But they've really reverted back to Wiles, who's more of a running threat with a play action he likes to go off of. But holding penalty has it 1st and 20 here at their own 10. A little counter up the middle. Big run. Number 24, that's Junior Gonzalez, with about 6 yards.
Yeah, he's not going to run away from a lot of people. He's got some wheels, but he is thickly built. He's going to run through contact, and he's hit at the line of scrimmage but picks up yards after that, yards after contact. A thick running back.
Not about getting it all here in 2nd and 15 for West. Cardinals try to keep it in front. Quick little out in front. Trying to make one man miss. He does, still on his feet. And then a big hit, but Giovanni Wilson going to get back right about the original line of scrimmage. But the Cardinals keep it in front.
Yeah, he made the first 2 guys miss, and Wilson comes flying up. And normally on a big hit, you don't see the hitter and the hittee both bounce back opposite directions.
It looked like Saheed Davis applied the hit, and Saheed, I think he's missed the past few games, so good to have him back in the Cardinals secondary. It's 3rd and 10 for the Firebirds. Drop back pass under pressure, steps up, still going, and throws it away.
I don't know if coaches are asking for grounding. There is
and they're gonna.
How close do they have to be? There was a wide receiver on the sidelines, but he was 15 yards past where the ball went out of bounds.
Cameron Evans back to receive deep. So the Cardinals have done what they needed to. They took the opening possession, flipped the field, pinned Lakota West here deeper in their own territory. Let's see if Evans can capitalize and move the field position.
He'll be looking into a really bad sun this time of year.
Snap is back. Kick is away. Evans immediately signals fair catch, but the ball is on the floor. And it's going to be a fight for it. Lakota West is going to recover the muffed punt.
Yeah, it's one of those. He had the bad sun, but if you have to dive on a fair catch, you need to stay away from the ball. That's just a bad decision by the return man. So this good defensive stop by the Colerain Cardinals has turned into a defensive blunder.
And when the MO all year for the Cardinals has been that really the defense wears down because the offense just can't stay on the field. Offense constantly out there. Your special teams not doing you a favor here, but it'll be Wills to take it for the Firebirds. Quick little screen pass out, and they're going to rule that incomplete pass. Referees early on here pretty slow with those whistles. Everyone reacted like it was a fumble, and it took probably an extra second or 2 before the whistle was finally blown to rule that incomplete.
Well, I was questioning just like you. That's a quick out pass, and Is he in front of the quarterback? Is he behind the quarterback?
I think
it's
pretty
close.
because he's out of the shotgun. If he's under
Right.
center, that's a backwards pass. Because he's out of the shotgun, it's a forward pass. So a little different look here for the Firebirds here. Trip pod to the right. Trip bunch. Step back Wills. Steps up in the pocket. Looks. Has a receiver streaking down the middle. Out of that bunch formation. Wilson still on his feet. And he's in for a touchdown.
Wilson dropped the first one, but he doesn't drop that one. A good scramble play. Sam Wiles shows what he can do with his feet. He found a little bit of opening and found a crossing route. Lakota West strikes first, 7:18 into the first quarter.
And when that initial blitz doesn't get there, the vacated spot from the middle where the blitz came from, it's right where Wilson occupied.
You know, as we said, Wiles did not start at quarterback to begin the season, but he is throwing almost 76% of his passes.
Little quick snap. West goes for the trick play on the 2-point conversion, and they'll convert. So with 7:18 to play here in the first quarter, Firebirds strike first. They lead 8-0 over Colerain.
Yeah, whatever momentum Colerain had on those first two drives, they flipped the field. That punt must just kind of woke up the Lakota West Firebirds. So it was encouraging early. So we'll see if they can get back that rhythm. Well, Colerain moved the ball, and it was that one holding penalty that kind of set them back a little bit.
We saw it last week. They added that little toss pitch out of that bunch formation. This week, that first two plays, they ran a little different. They ran a little power. They ran a little counter. Little different looks, but you can add these new plays. But the Firebirds, they can adjust. So you got to be able to find something besides those new plays to get some.
Yeah, and you spoke earlier about this Firebirds defense. They got several Division I players. They've stacked that side of the ball, and they hang their hats on defense.
When you have the former Colerain coach Tom Bolden, you're going to inherit that philosophy. That's what the Cardinals have always did. They stack your defense and score just enough points to win.
So the kick's going to go out of bounds. Colerain's going to take over at their own 20-yard line. 7:18 left to play in this first quarter. Lakota West leads 8-0. So I saw they had the one pass last week where they got Cooper Craig middle of the field. They've attacked all year on those fly routes down the sidelines. I'd like to see them open it up and maybe shoot something up the middle again.
And Cardinals are offsides again.
And it was the left tackle again. He's looking at the center, but everybody else is looking at him.
Well, it was about 3 or 4 Cardinals jumped there. I think the center or the left tackle is the most obvious. Cardinals can not often afford to go backwards against this defense. Barnes takes it, hands it, holds it off, hands it up the middle. Greg Williams pushes forward.
Greg Williams on the carry for Colerain.
I think good push by the offensive line. Criticized them a lot all year, making contact and stopping the line, but not getting to that second level. That was a good push. They're going to pick up 6 yards on that play.
And as vaunted as this West defense is, there is a little bit to give there. Not the up the middle is the one kind of soft spot you can find.
Yeah, their strengths are in their defensive backs for the most part.
And outside linebackers. Cardinals go 5 wide. Barnes, quick little hitch. And that's a big hit. Nice play. Is that 11?
Yes.
Nice play by Jacob Asback. Cardinals had the receiver for a nice little button hook, but he hits the receiver right as he gets it and knocks it loose.
3rd down and 9.
Didn't catch the number of the intended receiver. And I got what you wanted, just something over the middle, quick hit, but nice defensive play there by the Firebirds.
Yeah, the safeties are cheating over. I'd almost like to see a slot receiver release a tight end post. Not out of this formation, though.
Barnes is going to roll. Tucks it down, and taking the sack there, probably actually not the worst situation. You roll him out there, have the flood pattern there, and I'd rather have him take the sack than throw the interception.
I might disagree with you. If he had a little bit of time to set his foot, he had a secondary receiver. Wouldn't have got the first down, but you almost want to. If you got a flood pattern, you got so many guys in the area, you could at least throw it away. But young quarterback, learning curve. He didn't turn it over, but it does set up the Colerain to punt out of their own end zone.
Different punter. Luke McAfee back to punt. Gets it away. Decent kick. Caught by Brennan Remy.
Yeah, really I'm not sure about the it was a decent kick. Really haven't had much trouble with the kicker in the last couple of weeks. Not sure if they were just giving him a break there.
It looks like Cooper Krieg is got with the trainer right now, so that hurts you both as your punter and one of your star linebacker, star offense player. He's walking back towards the field, but he's still holding his stomach, so I don't know if he got the wind knocked out of him or what. But he's breathing heavy. Make sure the kid's all right before he gets back in. West with good field position. Starts off with a handoff to Junior Gonzalez. Picks up 3, maybe 4 on the initial first down play.
Nothing pretty about that one. That's just power football straight ahead. You'll take 4 yards on first down every time.
Cardinals had 6 yards. You took the 4 or 5 yards every time on first down. The penalties of what hurt the Cardinals.
So they brought in a tight end here. 2 tight ends, matter of fact, shotgun.
Remy in motion. They're going to go jet sweep, and that's a good play out of that formation. Knowing Cooper Krieg is out, bring your big tight end on one side, get everything stacked, and let your do everything scat back. Try to make something happen. Cardinals do a good job at not letting that go big, but it is about 4 or 5 yards. Sets up 3rd and 1.
Yeah, Remy's older brother was a star for them last
Maybe
couple of years.
that's why I'm thinking.
That's why you're remembering it, because his brother was like, wow, they're both tremendous athletes, lots of speed. So a 3rd down and 1.
Handoff up the middle. Cardinals initially were there, but a good job by the offense to sustain their blocks. There wasn't much there. Patient running by Braden Johnson. If he ran right as soon as he got the ball, he's going to run in the back, maybe not of his own line, not get a first down, but he patiently waits for it to develop.
Patient is a good word for that. He waited for the line to open up before he took his run towards the line at all.
First down, Firebirds at the 21-yard line, 4 minutes to play in the opening quarter. Handoff again, Johnson. This time, maybe he didn't learn the lesson of the first time, but he stays on his feet, pushes forward. It's going to be interesting where they spot this.
It's almost that formation is almost like an I formation, except with out of the shotgun, they put Gonzalez, the fullback, almost up as an H-back right behind the offensive line and just run behind him.
He's going to end up with 5 yards, and there's sometimes that slow whistle is going to cost you because you fumble the ball. That time, West probably his initial progress was probably stopped at only a 2-3 yard gain, but they let him kind of roll out and he gets a couple extra yards. So 2nd and 5. Wills to pass, looks underneath, and I don't know who he was going there. Someone ran the wrong route.
No, he was looking for Wilson there in that corner route. Not only did the 2 offensive wide receivers run into each other, the 2 Colerain defenders ran into each other.
The only
crossing route.
The only benefit of the receivers running the wrong route is them running the wrong route. Davis saw that ball right away, but he ran into the receivers running the wrong pattern, way from the ball, and couldn't get to the.
He also ran into his own player.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
it'll be 3rd down and 5 from the 16 for the Firebirds.
Possible 2-down territory. No running back here, but we've seen this quarterback can run the ball.
He looks, and that's exactly what it is, and he's going to find the first down.
Not by much. Where they're going to mark it, he started his slide
Yeah,
right at the flag.
I was going to say, that was ill-advised. I know he doesn't want to get hit, but maybe dive forward, not take the slide, because you never know with the judgment. And that.
They are going to give him a first down.
First and goal, Firebirds.
Yeah, referees have got to make that decision when he starts the slide. Not where his feet are, not where his hips are, is where the ball is. So they're going to give him first down and goal inside the 9. 2:30 left to play in this first quarter.
And they're going to get Williams for jumping off sides. It's interesting. I thought back in the day they kind of let you jump off on defense and then jump back.
Used to be as long as you're outside the box, outside the tackles, once you come over. But if you make that movement and then an offensive player moves,
yeah, maybe
you get called for it.
I didn't see the offensive player move,
yeah.
But maybe he did.
If you draw somebody offline.
No, I know that was the rule. I just didn't see one of them.
I didn't either, but I'm just making the assumption.
So it'll be first and goal now from the 5 or just inside the 5 instead of the 9.
So I'm surprised Coach Bolden didn't go into what we used to call the tank package.
Yep.
He doesn't like what he sees. Yelling at his offensive coordinator or somebody. You had the wrong unit or the wrong play called right there. So he's going to call timeout with 2:03 left to play in this first quarter. Colerain trying to keep Lakota West out of the end zone.
Customer service and award-winning sales expertise. Can't go wrong. Again, we thank our friends at Oakland Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram for their support of Cardinal varsity football here at Colerain High School.
So it is elementary night here at Colerain. Beautiful fall-like weather, a slight breeze, sun's going down. Celebrating all the elementary students that feed into the Colerain district.
Also delivering a highly enjoyable and satisfying experience from sales to installation. For more information, you can visit their website at shoptile.com or call 922-3466.
So Wills sends Remy in motion. Going to hand it off, and Remy takes a big hit, but he's in for 6 points for Lakota West.
That's that same play they ran to him before. They just loaded that side with a full back and an extra tight end, and it's one-on-one. They make their blocks.
Well, especially when you're basically going away from Greg Williams, and Cooper Krieg, your other star outside linebacker, is out injured. So attack the edge with the backup in it.
Well, even if you can read that, you've got only the quarterback back in the backfield, so you're either just got him and that ball is blocked.
And kick is blocked. So some positive there for the Cardinals, but
they got the 2-point conversion last time.
Conversion. So with 1:58 to play in the first quarter, it's the Firebirds 14, Cardinals 0.
Didn't see the number. Was that 20 that got it?
I did not. Yeah, I think so. Saheed Davis.
Well, if you need an award-winning financial planner, we welcome our newest.
So the sun's about to, in the next 5-10 minutes, going to be a non-factor. This might still affect the return game here for the Colerain Cardinals.
One slot of sun is if they kick it to the right hash.
But his last kickoff went into the end zone, so it might be a moot point.
Well, just to the edge. The Cardinals did return it, but they got it to the 20 and make an even more moot point.
Back to receive for the Cardinals, Ricardo Lofton, Ryan O'Brien, and Cameron Evans.
Kickoff is away, and that one will go in the end zone. Touchback, Cardinals take over at their own 20-yard line.
Colerain's moved the ball. They've just got to kind of put a drive together. Just simple mistakes kind of take a little bit of momentum away from this offense. They haven't handled adversity well.
Both drives they've had 4 or 5 yards to start, but then on first down, but then penalties have really offside. I mean, and they're not even big penalties; they're offsides penalties.
Yeah, but when it takes that, a second down and 5, second down, to a second down and 9, it makes a big difference.
Yep. Toss pitch. Williams takes it, cuts through. We're going to get a flag here, and I think the Cardinals are going to have another negative play. Holding.
Yeah, he gets inside the tackle there. Nice block, and good to see Cooper Craig back in the ballgame, but I believe they got the left tackle for a little bit of holding.
Holding penalty on Colerain.
And that's a spot foul. That's behind the line of scrimmage. So that's not the 5-yarder that they've been. It's about a 15-yarder. It's going to make it.
It's a 10-yard penalty.
Yep, but I was trying to figure out the total yard. Yeah, 10-yard spot foul. It's going to be 1st and 20 from the 10.
They start at the 20. I don't know where you're going there. It's 10 yards.
Yes, but I thought the holding was behind the line of scrimmage.
Barnes, handoff up the middle. Not much going this time. Tavion McCoy.
Almost like to see Barnes run the ball himself more. If you don't have a threat at quarterback to run the ball, just doesn't have to run a bunch. Just every now and then, the linebackers can just key on that running back.
So Barnes will spread it out now, 5 wide on second down. Barnes takes it, quickly gets rid of it, and someone was on the wrong page. He ran
he was kind of rushed with that throw, made the decision even before the route was run.
I mean, Burton was there on the post, but he threw it deep on the go route down the sidelines. But that might have been why he was open on the post, because the defense was reacting to the go route throw. So 3rd down and 20 for the Cardinals. Got to get something here positive just to create some space for the punter. Very good motion. Timeout.
Play clock running down. Colerain's going to have to call a timeout. 57 seconds left in this first quarter. Colerain down 14-0, trying to get out of the shadow of their own end zone.
Still 14-0 West. West doing what they have to. Nothing impressive offensively, super impressive, but they've had short fields. Cardinals trying to avoid giving them too short of a field, trying to at least pick up some of this 3rd and 20. But the Cardinals had all the momentum, flipped the field position to start the game, stopped 3-and-out Lakota West, but the muffed punt really looming large because it's been 14 straight points since that muffed. Well, it was only 14 points in the game, but Lakota West has taken that momentum here in the first quarter.
And work predominantly on a short field.
And that's exactly what Cardinals had set up. I mean, they were going to get the ball inside or close to midfield. Barnes takes the snap, drops back. He's got Huff set up on a screen. He's going to pick up 5, 6,
8, 10,
somewhere around there, which is something to give the punter some more room, but, I mean, it's kind of what the West had set up. They're going to give up that 10 or less yards on the screen all day as long as you don't get to the sticks. So Cooper Krieg back in. Will be in at punter.
Remy's going to be back, setting him up just inside the 50-yard line at the Colerain 45.
Krieg takes it. And blocked and recovered for a touchdown.
Yeah. He made contact with Remingalotta, but as long as he hits the ball, he can do that. Andrew Minnick makes the block. Lakota West recovers it in the end zone for another score.
And Minnick is one of their is it him or his older brother? Whether was it an Austin Minnick? One of them was going to Notre Dame.
Not sure.
I know one of the Minnick's names. It might have been his older brother that went to Notre Dame.
Extra point is up
And
good.
So 12 seconds remaining in the first quarter. It's Lakota West 21, Colerain 0.
I'd like to invite you to stop by our Spirit Wear store located in Cardinal Village. All the latest in Spirit Wear is right there for you, along with 100-year anniversary signs that we have available. And the store will be open midway through the third quarter. We appreciate your support. We also have some folks going around selling tickets for Split the Pot. We're going to be doing that at halftime. We'll be drawing numbers. And again, we'd like to welcome our Colerain Elementary students for tonight is Colerain Elementary night here at Cardinals Stadium.
So Colerain is going to set up their return again. He's been 2 out of 3, 2 in the end zone, 1 short of the end zone, but that was stopped. So every kickoff has been within the 20-yard line.
Ryan O'Brien and Cameron Evans back to receive for the Cardinals.
This
This one going to be returnable.
But unfortunately for the Cardinals, Ricardo Lofton slipped. Luckily he caught it, but it's on the 5-yard line.
When it rains, it pours. He gets underneath it, and if he's got time, if he slips down, to get out of the way and just let that ball bounce into the end zone. But that's just a split second. That's something that happened. That's
unfortunate.
It's unfortunate. Because, yeah, they start with the worst field position that they've had at their own 5-yard line. There's still 11 seconds left in this first quarter.
Yep. Barnes takes it. Hands it off Williams up the middle. Still rolling with the pile. Nope, that's going to be, that was Michaela Huff.
J.J. Huff on the carry for Colerain.
Yeah, he's going to pick up.
J.J. Huff.
J.J. Huff. He's got to pick up 2 yards on that. Almost 3.
That's the final play of the first quarter after a 1-quarter play here at Colerain High School. It's the Firebirds 21, Colerain Cardinals 0.
Well, what started off is slightly promising on that first drive is quickly snowballed into a catastrophe, but still 3 quarters left to play.
I did look it up. I was wrong. It was the older brother, Ben Minich, who went to Notre Dame.
Well, I wouldn't say that you were wrong because you questioned.
Yeah. So it'll be second down and 8.
Congratulations, Abby. You won $50 from Cincinnati Ohio Police Federal Credit Union. Great job on your road. Remember to visit copfcu.com for all of your banking needs.
So Colerain at their own 7.
Barnes takes it. Little pitch out to Cornist, and he is met immediately Good tackle there by the aforementioned Andrew Minich.
Yeah, he was the only one-on-one with the wide receiver. Only one person to block. He goes unblocked. Makes the stop, minimum gain. Third down, what do you say, 7?
Barnes takes the snap, looks to throw. Over top and intercepted. Tabor and Benny with the interception. I'm not sure where Barnes was throwing that one.
He was just throwing to an area. I don't think he had a target in mind.
But I also don't know if someone ran the wrong route there either, because there was no one running in that area. It was actually a pretty amazing play by Benny Powell to jump up and make that catch.
Lakota West, again, short field, starting at the Colerain 6.
Wells fakes the handoff, keeps it himself. He's met by a couple Cardinals.
Run through initial contact. They're giving 3 down to about the 2.5-yard line.
Sam Wiles, the keeper for the Firebirds.
Second and goal from about the 2.5. This time he'll hand it off, trying to get the corner cut off. Good tackle there. Trey Barnett with the carry. Corey Myrick cuts him off before he can get in the end zone.
He's going to lose about a yard on that one.
Third and goal on the 3.
So they bring in the tight end again. A couple times they've run that jet sweep behind him. Also a threat to catch the ball. It's 6'7". You said he signed with UC?
I thought he was signed, but it might be they're offered. I know he. Nope, not. I thought they jumped off sides, but just looking back for the snap count. Will's under pressure, makes a man miss. That's
a fumble. Looks like the referee's going to throw it down, but that's at least intentional grounding.
Well, then he ran the clock, so it's either incomplete or he's just going to rule him down. Okay, I can understand that.
He's going to say his knee was down before he released the ball.
I don't know if that's right, but it's going to make everyone upset because Lakota West is going to want the incomplete pass. Colerain's going to want the fumble. Colerain probably a little bit more upset than they thought they had a fumble. I thought the ball went forward. But they'll set up for a field goal attempt here. It'll be a 29-yard attempt by Braden Brenner. He puts it through. So a 9:28 to play here in the first half. It's Lakota West 24, Colerain 0. They almost got to that one. They got the extra point earlier.
Well, I think that that block might have woke him up a little bit there. The snap was a little bit crisper. The blocks were a little bit better. You know what? There's certain guys that can turn that corner like that, and it doesn't take much. And it's just a half second here, half second there that it's either a block or a complete field goal. So Colerain going to start on this side of the field for the first time.
Now, Luca Gilbert, the junior tight end, already has 4 stars. Has offers from everyone except Ohio State within 500 miles.
Well,
so basically, doesn't have Ohio State or SEC offers. It's pretty much got everyone else, unless you want to count Kentucky as the SEC, which we might not in football. Kickoff is away. That one will be in the end zone for a touchback. So Cardinals trying to get something going here. They had those first opening drives. They were able to find some first downs, able to find some positives, but really nothing going through the air. And if it's not a penalty, putting them back in long situations, they have to throw.
I mean, it's early to say, but I mean, it's gut check time. You're down big time, but you're playing for pride right now. You're playing for the guy standing next to you. You just got to keep playing hard. Make good things happen.
Now, if they snapped it right now, Lakota West defense has not came out of it. Oh, no, they finally did.
Well,
I know when they weren't ready for play. I know. I was just kidding.
Yeah, it was funny.
It was pretending to be. In motion. Myrick going to take the screen. Makes the initial one miss. Still on his feet. Gonna get
face mask.
10 yards and more, depending on the spot.
Yeah, I think they're only going to give him about 8 or 9, but there's a big face mask when he broke a couple of those.
And that's one where I don't know if it necessarily would have been actually the 15-yard variety that actually got a full hand of his face mask, but the nature of it, the fact that he was running in the opposite direction, he might not have actually grabbed his face mask, but he hits it in a way that his head turns so.
Well, when the head turns so far and you're looking out your ear hole, doesn't matter how quickly it is. Yeah, it's going to be the personal foul variety. Tacked on to the end of the play. It's going to bring Colerain out to their own 43.
Barnes takes it, hands it off Williams up the middle, and he's going to get
nothing.
Absolutely nothing.
Yeah, Lakota West isn't even looking at the quarterback as a running threat. They completely isolate on the running back. I don't know if that's just a straight dive they're calling. That's fine. But if that's a read, he's got to pull that one out and take it himself.
Barnes takes it, pitches, Williams one-on-one, and tried to catch him off guard there with the option, and good play there by
Grant Bierman
to cut that off, and they were there for both options. So 3rd and 12. 3rd and 11. Only lost a yard. I know you have Cooper Krieg out there, but it's also kind of what your senior tight end Gogorov has been out all season. This would be a good spot for him up the slot. Barnes looks, and he is swallowed. Really didn't have anyone open, and that was the blitzer blind side that luckily Barnes holds on to it.
Yeah, Andrew Minnick comes from that, and we see that from a lot of different teams. Colerain does that too. You've got that weak side, and if it goes unblocked, don't drop it into but coverage, just zero coverage, and just bring that weak side linebacker, and he goes untouched.
He's got to run a long time, so Barnes had time to throw if someone gets open, but no one got open.
Back to receive for West, number 1, Brennan Green.
High snap, Krieg adjusts, gets it away. And the the fair catch made by Lakota West. Really good play by Krieg there to not only get the snap, but also avoid the block. Although I know he's a linebacker. You kind of, play up the punter in that situation.
It almost looked like he might have got part of that leg, but Craig being 6'5".
That's what I'm saying. Don't be the linebacker. Play the role of punter. Take the contact.
You're telling him to flop.
Hey.
No, yeah.
Although you don't want the kid to get hurt either. So, handoff. Junior Gonzalez got through it. Didn't look like he had much, and then got through a hole, but he might have got through that hole because of a holding.
Yeah, blitzing linebacker coming up the middle. Brandon Smith was just completely swallowed by the guard, tackled. So that'll be a spot foul, 10 yards back.
Holding on Lakota West. 10-yard penalty. Ball spotted on the 35.
So now 1st and 20. And what's true of one team is true of the other. Lakota West, last time they were stopped on their opening drive because they set themselves up backwards with penalties. Set up screen. And incomplete forward pass intended for Wilson.
Yeah, just threw it over his head. Wilson, not the tallest guy. We don't have the heights and weights listed in the Lakota West roster, but he had no shot of catching that ball. It was high and behind him. Colerain looked to have that well defended, even though if he does catch it.
2nd down and 20 at the 35.
Jackson Smith now picked off. Andrew Young with it.
He might have some blockers in front of him.
I'm sorry.
He's
Lawrence Young down the sidelines, and Lawrence Young in for 6.
Colerain offense is struggling. The defense says, we got your back. We're going to make the first score of the game. Just a nice pick. Picked up his blockers at the outside. Almost got chased down at the end, but shows his speed. Yep. Colerain, Lawrence Young.
And I was just about to say, looks like they brought in the freshman quarterback who started the season for the Lakota West. They brought in Jackson Smith, and his first throw goes high, and his second throw is intercepted. Return for a touchdown.
Mm-hmm.
Cardinals get their final man out there. Now they can set up for the extra point. Snap us back, hold us down, kick is good, and the Cardinals will not get shut out tonight with 6:21 to play in the first half. Colerain cuts in the lead. It's now 24-7, Lakota West over Colerain.
Kind of wakes up the crowd here on Elementary, and that gives them something to cheer for. A big defensive play. And we and you alluded to it earlier when we were talking, Brandon, that this offense struggling to move the ball wears this defense out at the towards the end of the game. So you had a fresh defense there. You've been given the short field this as Lakota West the last couple possessions. This time they had their big penalty. Took them back first down and 20, just changes the whole complexion of the offense.
And as much talent, there is a significant talent gap, at least in the upper classes, between these two teams with Lakota West. They are mirror images of each other. Both of these teams struggle mightily offensively. It's just that Lakota West is not as made as they have a much strong. No offense to our defense, we don't have 5, 6. We only have 2 or 3 Division I players on our defense, right? But their special teams has been strong all year, and their offense hasn't made mistakes, at least in the few games that they did win. And they lost by, 10-0 to the St. Xavier. They lost by basically a touchdown to Princeton. So,
yeah, they lost 10-0
and onside kick. Colerain is overrun it. Oh, the Cardinals had the onside kick, and they ran right past it.
You know, that checked up like a 9-iron right there. That ball bounced straight up in the air, and you never know what you're going to get with that oblong ball.
But it was all Lawrence Young, who just scored a touchdown.
Hang on, the referees are doing. Are they going to have him re-kick it? Did it not go 10 yards? What are they doing?
No, it went 10 yards. And maybe they're saying the Cardinals are off sides. Nope, they're just switching.
No,
footballs.
they're okay. They're just making.
But all Cameron Evans or Lawrence Young had to do was stop, but both – I think we're trying to block for the other one.
Well, the ball checked up, and it bounced almost backwards over their heads.
Yeah. Wills packing at quarterback.
You have to go through that door and talk to the PA. We're not the PA.
We're going to go option.
Go through that door.
And he's going to pick up 6 or 7 yards.
Firebirds. Brought down by Cardinals number 8, Greg Williams.
I don't know how long. So takes one throw, and we get Jackson Smith switch back to Samuel Wills at quarterback for the Firebirds. He gets about 7 on the option keeper. Takes a snap, hands it off, up the middle. Good play there by Zane Battle. Holmes. And no gain, so it'll be maybe even a loss of a half yard. 3rd and 4. 3rd and a long 3, depending on how you want to go with it.
Yeah, Battle Holmes just stood his ground. He beat the offensive lineman. I tell you what, and he hit that strong running back. That was a shot right there with Junior Gonzalez. The 3rd down and 4.
They need midfield for a first down. Wills back to pass. He steps up and finds Brennan Remy. Open space, makes a man miss, makes another man miss, still on his feet, in for a touchdown.
Almost similar to their first touchdown. They run to the outside, and for some reason, there's a Lakota West wide receiver just wide open in the middle of the field.
Well, what it is, I think it was happened on the first one, Will steps up in the pocket, and he's throwing right at the line of scrimmage. So the defender that vacates to come play to tackle the quarterback is vacated that middle. But no excuse. You had 2 guys who had opportunities in the secondary to stop Remy from taking him to the house. So back to kick. Kick is up and in, and 4:46 to halftime. It's now 31-7, Lakota West.
Yeah, that was almost identical to the first touchdown to Wilson, excuse me. That pocket was collapsing, and it is. He just stepped up in the middle, and I know they wanted to try that freshman to start the year, but the new starter, the junior, he's thrown 78% on the year.
Now,
in the 2 games that he's been in.
And both of those touchdowns, I really think are only because of his running ability. Colerain is trying to stop him from running, step up, and he's awful close to the line of scrimmage when he's making this throw, but as long as any part of your body is still at or behind the line of scrimmage, you can make that throw. And he's made plays tonight.
Yeah, coming into this game, he had 2 starts, and he's thrown for 4 touchdowns. He's thrown for a couple more tonight, just in this first half.
Kick is in the air. Evans will be able to return it. He bobbles it, so I have to pick it up. Still on his feet and tracked down inside the 5. And that's what I thought. The head referee makes the correction here. Cameron Evans never had possession of the ball. So just because he touches it, he never had possession, and the ball goes in the end zone by Colerain, or not by Colerain high school rules, by a high school athletic association rules. It is a touchback, so the ball will go out to the 20. Which I'm surprised you don't see more teams take advantage of. Not if you don't count as possession in the kicks by the sidelines, just bat it out of bounds. Then you get the procedural penalty there. So Barnes out of the gun. Takes it, hands it off Williams. He gets through the initial gap. He's going to get maybe 5-6 yards on the carry.
Both teams still with each have 2 timeouts left. 4:22 left to play in this first half.
Complete sidebar. Our new power supply for our board. I couldn't find it at all in my trunk of the car when I got the equipment out, and I stood up just now and found it in my pocket. Sorry to digress.
Wow, that's sidebar only to yourself.
Yeah, sorry, just finding little things. Second down and 6, or excuse me, second down and 4. Just under 4 to play in the half. Timeout Cardinals. I think this one's on the sidelines. That's on the coaching staff. You got to make a decision on that play because Cardinals looked over for an audible and didn't have one.
Yeah, it's when they line up, they do that snap, see what the defense does after the clap, and look to the sidelines, and the play clock was already down to 5 at that point. So I don't know if it's slow getting the play in or slow getting the out of the huddle and lined up. Either way, they're going to burn up one of their timeouts here. Better that than get the delay a game, though.
Yeah.
So they break the huddle. 2nd and 5. 4.
Toss sweep. Outside Ricardo Lofton. And he is tackled for a short loss.
Yeah, they've gone to that play a couple times, and it really hasn't worked. Minnick on that side, this time completely unblocked.
And that's what you said. We talked about earlier where we put a few new plays in last week. They were successful. The defense adjusted. Lakota West saw that play last week, and they know it's coming. We had some wrinkles earlier with those little counters that worked, a little jet sweep, but haven't had much success. But
we haven't seen a jet sweep tonight. We haven't seen a quarterback run tonight.
Cards will spread it out 5 wide. Quick hit, and behind the intended receiver, Ryan O'Brien. He had it for a first down, but the throw's just behind him, and the goal's incomplete.
Yeah, it would have been close. He had two wide receivers there in the area, both running little quick timing hook patterns right there, and just kind of threw it in between the 2 wide receivers. Krieg's back to kick. He's had one blocked and handled a rough snap. Brendan Remy, he scored the last touchdown. He's going to set up at his own 45.
Operation clean this time, but kick is almost too angled to the outside.
Kick is out of bounds. It'll be 1st and 10.
Be marked.
Yeah, I don't even think that got to midfield.
Yeah, but it'll be marked at the 42.5. So only less than a 20-yard net. And you got to attribute that to the rush. Krieg had to kick it at an angle to get it around it. So first down, Firebirds, 2:54. They have 2 timeouts remaining to work with this half. Will's back to pass. Looks, he's got a one-on-one down the sidelines. And that one just dropped by Trey Barnett.
Yeah, Barnett was blocking it to either side of them. I think he might have heard the footsteps or saw the safety creeping over. Almost looked like the safety had as much shot at the ball here. It falls to the ground, but it's one of Colerain's top players, Corey Myrick, down on that
the
play.
Senior was tied up with Jaden Staley.
I just think he just going for the ball, hit the ground funny. Yeah, he's up quick. I just think stretching out for the ball right there, he just kind of left himself a little bit of vulnerable, took a shot when he hit the turf. But he, because of high school rules, play is stopped for an injury. He does have to come out of play.
Well, that's rules in every level if you come out for a play.
So an equipment issue by the Colerain safety.
Looked like he was fixing his belt. And if
No. He had his headband around his neck, and the referee made him. And instead of throwing it away, he just tucked it in his pants.
Gotcha. Either way, it's probably a good equipment set. Sets up backside screen, and Jaden Staley slows him down, and the defense cleans it up.
As a late flag along the sidelines. I don't know if we're going to get a late hit or we're going to get a sideline warning.
We're going to get a late hit on the Cardinals.
The referees all night has been slow with the whistle when moving the pile there. At that time, they're saying after the whistle there must have been a little contact. I don't know if they throwing the receiver to the ground, continuing
it looked like he
the
just
tackle.
let him go, but
as long as they've been letting plays go with late whistles, it's
okay. Never mind. I thought Giovanni Wilson right there went down with some sort of injury because he kind of
picked up his mouthpiece.
He fell to one knee, made a spin. No, it was just a fancy way of picking up his mouthpiece and spinning around the referee. 5 wide, empty backfield for West. Pressure coming up the mill. Wills takes it. He's going to get out of bounds.
And he will stop the clock. 2:16 to play. Still lots of time. 2 timeouts.
About 7 yards on the pickup. Now, I talked about Krieg playing punter. Wills has to play quarterback there because Danielson did give him a little push. You take that and you fall and get another 15 yards. No, I'm just kidding. 31-7, 2:16 to play. Firebirds attempting to put one more on the board before halftime.
Slow to get this play in. The play clock's under 10. They're going to have to burn up a timeout.
High school level with the clock stoppage of the first down. The yardage situation, 2:16 is plenty of time.
Yeah, Lakota West has a couple those simple slant patterns that has turned into big plays because they showed they don't need a lot of time to score.
Also, too, if you like some Colerain spirit wear, we've got a spirit wear store located in Cardinal Village. Got all the latest for you there, and also the 100-year anniversary signs are available tonight. Store will be open about midway through the third quarter, so stop on by. We'd also like to thank our friends at Richie's, located near the intersection of Colerain Avenue and Galbraith, providing the food tonight here in the press box.
Referees give him a long time on this timeout, both teams.
It's been a long, well.
It was a long timeout. I don't know.
I was going to say it's been a long half, but just over an hour now. Not super long. Did not look like
that looked like he was lining up for a field goal, wouldn't
it? It looked like Wilson pointed like he was going to spot on the field goal. So you saw the same thing I did. That was odd.
Yeah.
Interesting defensive look here for the Cardinals. That drop back, Will's looking. He goes underneath. I'm not sure where he was going with that. The one.
Yeah, he had the crossing route again. He stepped up in the pocket, but this time threw it behind him. And about 3 yards behind him, he threw it to Cooper Craig. That's where being 6'5" kind of hurts you a little bit. That ball was close to the ground. He had to really make an effort to even get to it, but he had a better shot at it than the wide receiver did. One of the first bad passes we've seen. No, we saw the other one.
No, we saw one return
that was
for a
the other
touchdown.
Quarterback. True.
That's true from Wills. Yeah, he hasn't had many bad passes. He had a few that are just off, but 3rd and 3, handoff. Johnson bursts through, and that's a strong run by the sophomore. Cardinals had him initially. He just kind of bounced off the back of the lineman and kept going for a first down. Fernando Rowland with the tackle for the Cardinals.
Yeah, watching him warm up before, he's one of their top running backs. I looked up sophomore, and I said, that's a big sophomore.
Yeah, he's one of those where they, since Bolton's been there, they've kind of just had the big guy, almost linebacker playing running back who's never going to break away. They like this Johnson as like the guy, that D1 guy possibly. Big guy with speed. They're going to go one-on-one down the sidelines. And I don't know if Brennan Remy even catches that, he can get in bounds.
No, it's using the sidelines as an extra defender right there. Good positioning. What was that? Was that Tay Love?
It was Jaden Staley.
Jaden Staley. I couldn't tell if I was a 2 or a 5. But yeah,
Well, I would just say Taylor. One is, I think, is in street clothes. 2 is about 100 pounds and 3 inches taller.
because I couldn't tell if it was a 2 or 5, and I looked at my roster.
2's Myrick. That's 6.
Is that a 6?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Second down, 1:32 on the clock. Snap, hold up Johnson up the middle, and strong run just across the 10.
It's just power football.
And then with the down and distance to the goal, this just 1:15 and rolling now. The clock is not really that much of a challenge here for Lakota West if they manage it here correctly. There's no need to rush super quickly. They can run the football here. Get a
referee's timeout? Helmet issue for the Colerain Cardinals.
Fixed. Clock's rolling. Now that does get them about 3 extra seconds for the play to be reset before Lakota West is ready. Will's back. He's going to get a nice little route. He's got the man wide open, but the Cardinal defense steps up. He had Wilson wide open. They ran that crossing pattern that last time that they threw that both ran the same route. This time it worked, but Will's under pressure, can't get it away, and it'll be 4th and short. That's the exact play that they ran.
Hey, they're going to leave that offense out there.
Well,
they brought in an extra offensive lineman. Here comes that huge package.
They're down to 20 seconds on the play clock.
4th and 2.
So 4th and 2, and they're going for it.
Going to hand it off. Junior Gonzalez short of the goal line. Nope, they're going to give it to him for a touchdown.
The referee's closest to him didn't call it, but the side judge farthest away is going to say touchdown with 8 seconds left. Yeah, they just brought the extra tight end, extra tackle in, and ran right behind him.
Nolan Parker to hold, and number 19, Braden Benner for the extra point.
Kick is up. Kick is good. So with 8 seconds to play in the half, it's the Lakota West Firebirds 38, the Colerain Cardinals 7. So as we get set for halftime, remind everyone we'll come back with stats and scores. Second half here, the Cardinals will be kicking off to start. A couple other house cleanings. We did get thank everyone for listening, especially those who wrote in. Lenny Lopez is always listening in from sunny Corona, California. Also, shout out to the freshman team, who is now 5-0.
Yeah, who won in extra innings, I think.
They won
6-2.
6-2, they defeated Lakota West this week. I don't think it was extra innings.
Hey, I know, I just saw the score and I immediately thought baseball.
Yeah.
So, yeah, the freshman team is undefeated at
It was
this
actually
point.
a one-set match.
There you go.
If you want to use tennis scoring. 6-2 is not
conventional score.
What is it? The scoreagami they call it in the NFL when there's a score that has never been seen before. 6-2 is up there. Little squib kick. Cardinals going to take it right before their own goal line. Ryan O'Brien probably should have turned it up, but he'll take it. Tackled at the 15. Tried to go east to west there, and there was a West defender sitting there waiting for him.
Well, he could have let it go in the end zone, but with 8 seconds left,
Try to make something happen.
You almost have a better chance of returning a kick than you have an offensive
especially I
going
don't
80 yards on one play.
Especially knowing here, they're probably going to just take a knee. That's what we'll do here. That'll be the final play of the half. So after one half of play here, Colerain High School, it's the Lakota West Firebirds 38, the Colerain Cardinals 7. We'll be back at halftime. We'll try to come back about they'll usually reset there after the first 20 minutes and set with the 3 minutes for warm-ups. Try to be back there at that time with scores and scores
Highlights
and stats.
Highlights. We're not that good.
Yeah, we're not Lakota West
We only got
broadcast.
one
At
camera.
least we're. You know what? We
We
might
got
not
one camera. We can't do
We
highlights.
might not have highlights, but at least we're still here because the Lakota West broadcast quit. But they didn't have. I don't think they were having some technical issues, which we know all about. We'll have last year. So we'll see you guys, or last week, excuse me. So we'll see you guys at halftime on the clock. Thank you for listening to the first half of Colerain Cardinal football. Welcome back. Get you some halftime scores. We don't know if they'll exactly start back here in about a minute 40. Band performance did go a little long. We do know that Colerain will kick off to the Firebirds. Some halftime scores in the GMC. Middletown and Lakota East tied at 7. Mason and Fairfield tied at 7. Princeton and Hamilton. Princeton has 7. Hamilton only 3. And in the only team to score, other team not to score 7 points in the first half, Oak Hills leads Sycamore 20-7. So at halftime, 10 teams in the GMC, only 3 of them did not score 7 first half points.
That's remarkable.
I found it funny. Elsewhere, yeah. I mean, that just shows you how not good the offense has been so far all around, or how good the defense has been, depending on your interpretation. Elsewhere, in the GCL, Elder is in Kentucky. They lead Louisville St. Xavier 17-7. In Dayton, because the city of Montgomery will not let them put up lights, Moeller is playing St. X at Welcome Stadium. St. X Cincinnati, Charles Moeller 14-0 at halftime. LaSalle is hosting Canisius, an out-of-state school. They lead 10-0. Elsewhere, Milford leads Kings 20-14. Northwest now trails West High 14-7.5. Centerville over Northmont 7-0. Lebanon over Loveland 24-17. So clock has been reset to 12. Teams are getting ready at midfield.
Brandon, and I know it's too early to talk playoffs, but you know when you come seeding and you look at different across in Division I, you might get Milford as a number 1 seed.
There is a high likelihood because after they if they can hold on to beat Kings tonight, the only teams that can threaten a loss to Milford or Anderson, Winton Woods, realistically. So they're probably going to win 8 games, and the way the GCL is maybe outside of Elder kind of not performed well, there's a very good chance that Milford will be the number 1 seed in Region 4. For the Colerain's sake, it doesn't take much. They just have to win one of their last 5 games, and that's most likely going to be enough points to at least get them dancing. With the expanded playoffs and the size of the Division I especially, there's only 72 schools in Division I, and the way the regions are broken up, there's only 18 teams in our region, so one of those teams, only 2 of those teams don't make the playoffs. So 1 win essentially guarantees you a playoff game.
Didn't I just say it's too early to talk about playoffs?
Just letting you know.
I know, yeah, but I started the conversation. Is that?
Yeah, I mean, it's a good chance.
No, it is.
It's going to be Princeton, Milford, or Elder battling for the 1 seed. The way the season's shaped
Elder
out.
is one of those teams kind of sneaking up on people. Nobody talked about them.
They almost beat. It took a last-second field goal to beat the 2-time defending state champ, number 10 ranked St. Ed's. And I mean 10th ranked in the country, not the state of Ohio. Bouncing kickoff taken on the run, still on his feet, out across. Number 18 touching it for the first time, Tyson Davis for Lakota West.
A couple Cardinals getting up slow there. Some behind the tackle contact.
Well, I think that's one where you kind of – I don't even know if that was direct contact. That might have been one where you get caught up in a pot. Yeah. You get caught up. You're not involved in the play, but you get hit.
Was behind the pile.
Yeah, get hit by the pile up. So we'll see. Expect Lakota West ones to at least get 1 series here probably.
No. They are up by 35 points, so we will have a running clock from this point on.
I know you went to Colerain, but I did too.
What?
It's a 31-point difference.
I can't. Huh?
Now,
right.
Luckily for you, this rule is a 30-point difference.
That's what I said.
You said 35.
No.
A 30-point differential does result in a second-half running clock.
Go to the replay.
You said 35.
You did.
You did.
I'm not going to admit it.
I know you're not going to admit it, but you did say 35. And we both,
I can't see the scoreboard from here anyway.
You can.
No, I can't. This gentleman's standing in the way.
There's no gentleman in the way. You're literally risen above everyone. How is it? Handoff up the middle. Johnson falls forward. Gets about 3 yards on the carry.
Johnson, he was the second running back. Rodriguez is the main starter.
Gonzalez,
I'm sorry. I'm thinking of the Kentucky running back.
Sure.
So he picks up 2, almost 3 on that play.
Nope, that's Jackson Smith. Quick little out. That'll be enough for a first down. Out to Reese Mason for a first down. And that's the soft spot in the Cardinal defense.
On the tackle for the Cardinals, number 10, Cooper Crew.
First down west near midfield. So the last time Jackson Smith, he's a highly heralded freshman. Last time he saw the field, he scored 6 points. Unfortunately for him, it was for Colerain.
Yeah, he transferred in and won the starting quarterback spot. Lost it after 2 games, but as a freshman, 6'3", he's got real good size.
What a good run. Johnson had maybe a loss there, and somehow turned it into 4 yards.
He just runs with strong pad level. You can't hit him up high. He stood up a couple of the Colerain linebackers right there and just the leg drive got the extra yards. Just keep the feet moving.
Second down and 7.
Motion man set. Jet sweep out. Good run. Still on his feet. Tyson Davis squeezed in between.
Tyson Davis on the carry for West.
Has enough for a first down.
Yeah, nice blocking on the outside. Looked like Colerain had him pinned in.
And then that was a really good run because it looked like Zane Battle Holmes had him dead to rights, but he squeezed between him and the defender being blocked. It's a first down.
Little confusion with the play. Get him lined up. Still plenty of time on the play clock.
Handoff. Braden Johnson. Met by Hayden Danielson. Danielson tries to sneak it. Let's see if he gets away with it. No, he didn't get it. Hayden Danielson lost his helmet, has to come out. He tried to sneak it back on.
Yeah. High school rules, that helmet comes off, you got to come off the field for a play. And this time he wins the battle. They make contact. He drives the running back and got a white helmet coming into the game.
Yeah, freshman has to come in because Brandon Smith got hurt on the kickoff. Hayden Danielson has to come out for a play. And they're going to get the saving grace of a false start on Lakota West. So,
the freshman doesn't get to take a snap.
No. Ethan Dixon, traditionally as he is here, Colerain freshmen do not get the helmet stickers. So he was in there, going to get a snap because the starter and the backup both hurt. Or not both hurt. Danielson has to come out. Danielson does get to come back in with the 5-yard penalty, though. Smith drops back, throws deep, and he is
picked off.
Picked off again. Is that Lawrence Young again? It looks, is that number 7 Lawrence Young?
Yeah, I believe so.
Yep. So 2 drives by Jackson Smith, 2 interceptions by Lawrence Young. The clock will stop with the change of possession. 7:14 now on the clock for the Cardinals.
But again, I mean, that's almost as good as a punt right there. It's going to pin Colerain back all the way to their own 8-yard line. So that's an interception that doesn't hurt you as bad as the
We'll switch up. J.J. Huff now in at quarterback. He's going to take it. Runs right. And he's going to pick about 3 yards. Well, 2.
Haven't seen much of him this year, but that was a straight quarterback run. Maybe he's a little bit more of a dual threat.
And just his luck, he gets a shot at quarterback, and it looks like he must have got his hand pinched. He's shaking his hand right now. But he'll stay in there at quarterback.
Second down and 8, ball number 10.
We saw Huff a little bit in the LaSalle game, and again, he's going to take it, and he's just going to go left this time. Trying to find some space.
Ball comes loose right after the whistle.
Referee pointing to the ground emphatically, hand blowing his whistle several extra times, saying he was down. It's about 2 yards in the carry. It'll be 3rd down and 6 for the Cardinals. Yeah, J.J. Huff came in late, or not late, but against LaSalle a few times when they went to a running quarterback situation. We'll see if they keeps it on the ground or throws it here on 3rd down.
They just run 2 straight dives. Wouldn't mind some type of
have
counter or jet sweep here.
Doesn't matter. They're going to have to call timeout.
Yep.
Play clock running out, and they will call timeout.
Yeah, they didn't even get the play in until 5 seconds left on the play clock. You know, you run a substitution, different quarterback, different timing, different experience in there. Communication is the key.
Third quarter, Mason 14, Fairfield 14. Third quarter, Elder 24, St. X 14. Third quarter, Lakota East 14, Middletown 7.
So 5:18 on the clock. It'll start back up as soon as the referees whistle it ready for play. 38-7, Lakota West leads.
Is it just me, or these referees give a long for timeout?
It's just you.
Just me? Okay. Just me being impatient.
A little bit.
I'm sure they got some type of clock that they keep, but it just seems like that.
Allegedly.
So they spread it out here, 3 wide, 1 up top.
Still J.J. Huff at quarterback, it looks like. Send a man in motion and then back out. Huff with a quick pass out to Ryan O'Brien. He makes the initial man miss, trying to find some space. And he found some space because of some flags.
Yeah, throw was a little bit behind him, threw the timing off, and allowed the defender to get a little bit deeper penetration, which caused the outside receiver who was blocking him one-on-one. I believe they're going to call him for a hold. So interesting. Do you call half the distance to the goal, make it 4th down, or you just decline it and take the?
You take the down.
Yep. But as much as your defensive dominating, I mean that would take it within the 10-yard line. Different return man back this time.
Reese Mason back to return. Krieg punting from his end zone. He's going to get a line drive bouncer right at Mason. He's going to take it on a hop. He's got one defender, just gets by Brandon Smith. He's trying to find some space down the right side now. Cuts back across the 30.
And a flag behind the play. I believe that's all going to be all erased.
Maybe not all. Nope, they moved the flag back, so it will be. Now, I know some of the players, both teams offensively struggled. There he goes. The referee, I think he got caught up between calling a personal foul, blocking the back, and a holding. He kind of did like a.
It was an illegal use of the hands holding.
He kind of did like a pom-pom roll with the tied roll with his hands. I don't know what that was, but I don't believe that's any actual hands.
Well, he got the spot of the ball correct. So
yeah, that's the important part. I think that was just like, wait a minute, what did you call? A holding, personal foul? Which one was it? Either way, yep. Midfield for Firebirds. High snap. Just brings it down. Smith hands it off. Braden Johnson.
Be a 5-yard gain.
Tell you, Johnson hits that hole quickly. He's got that good, quick burst to the line of scrimmage.
Danielson on the tackle for the Cardinals.
Danielson with another tackle.
Injury timeout.
They have an injury timeout for the Cardinals. 3:40 on the third quarter clock.
Yeah, this defense has been on the field a long time. Fatigue starting to set in.
We'll see what he's holding when he gets up. But I didn't get the number, but I did see the young man go down hurt. And if it looked like what I think it is, if it's his shoulder, it's one of those stingers where it's like, you walk away, you don't feel it. It's one of those nerve things, and then all of a sudden you're like, oh, that hurts, and you fall on the ground because it's just one of those pains. You just.
Yep, you had that same exposed nerve. I had the same thing playing linebacker back in the day. You're right. It feels like they've hooked a car battery to your shoulder. The whole arm goes numb. It just hangs, and then there's nothing to do. It's just kind of let it end its buzz.
Yeah, and it looks to be holding his arm, and it's like, and you could tell right away just from the way he went down because he rolled away from the pile, stood up, and all of a sudden he's like, "Ow, that hurts." I actually remember back in the day they made fun of me for getting one of those because it looked like all of a sudden I was a deer in the wood that got taken out. I just kind of fell down holding the spot from my shoulder.
For your older listeners, it's like Wild Kingdom when they shot the rhino from the helicopter. So 2nd out of 5 from the 45.
If I'm making a 20-year-old reference about myself, I don't think they're going to get your 100-year-old reference.
I made myself laugh, but that's all that mattered.
Handoff, Braden Johnson. He hits that hole
quick
down.
He's got some acceleration.
Down the sidelines, deep into Cardinal territory. Big run. And you can see from that play why they're so excited about that young man.
Yeah, that time he did have it's the first time he's had a big hole to go through. He's been just power football, but when he planted that foot to go, he went.
Yeah, I mean, this whole game he's been doing pretty good, but with really no holes. He's just kind of pushing the back of the offensive line. That one, pure acceleration. He got a gap, and he hit it. Corey Myrick luckily pushes him out of bounds. It'll be 1st down and 10 from the 14. 2:30 to play in the third. That's the thing. That's a little bit more like it, or more like it's been for Braden Johnson. He really just hasn't had the holes to operate.
Tell you, Hayden Danielson, middle linebacker, been active for the Colerain Cardinals with another tackle.
And he has to really step up. And we've actually seen him on offense, but with the amount of snaps that Williams and Krieg take on offense, he's really got to anchor that defense for them. They have to get substitutions in for them to give them just a play off.
So clock down to 2 minutes left to play in the third quarter.
High snap. Smith picks it up. He's going to try to scramble for something. He'll get close to the original line of scrimmage, end up with about a 2-yard loss.
Give credit to the Colerain defensive backs. They stayed with their man. He picked up that fumble, and he was looking to throw it downfield.
He was looking to throw it, but I do not think that was a cold pass play. I think he looked to throw it to try to make something of it.
Oh, exactly. He was making something out of nothing, but they stayed on their men.
38-7 still. Same score as it was 12 minutes ago. 1 minute remaining in the third quarter. 3rd and 12 for the Firebirds. This is just going to be a one-on-one deep. And almost, I was going to say, if we have another Lawrence Young interception of Jackson Smith.
Yeah, they just one-on-one. It was great. We got a lot of substitutions in there, and these Colerain red jerseys, black numbers are tough to see.
I know that would have been Lawrence Young. It's Lawrence Young in coverage.
Oh, it is Lawrence. Yeah, I can see now his number. He had better positions. If that pass was thrown near the receiver. So coming into this, I looked at the stats. The Lakota West kicker had only missed one, but he'd only tried anything 24 yards was his longest. So here.
What is this? There'll be a 33-yard attempt. Kick is back. Kick is no good. It does get to the end zone, so the Cardinals will take over at their own 20-yard line with 21 seconds remaining in the third quarter. Still remains 38-7, Lakota West over Colerain.
So it'll be interesting to see how many substitutions either team made. I mean, Colerain still needs to get done. They could use more work with the ones.
I saw a switch at quarterback, but
see most of the. I see some of the offense, the starting offensive linemen.
It's the starting offense. Yeah. The only thing that throws it off is the freshman quarterback is in the huddle, but I think he's just there to learn and absorb. It will still be J.J. Huff at quarterback for the Cardinals.
Lakota West only had 10. Nope.
Oh,
they started.
Running clock. As soon as the referees whistled it ready for play, the clock rolls, and that's the end of the third quarter. After 3 quarters of play here at Colerain High School, Lakota West 38, Colerain 7. They will have to run a play before the clock starts here for the fourth quarter.
Untimed down?
No, it just stops at the end of quarter and change of possession.
Yeah, notice Lakota West has got a lot of substitutions on defense.
UC Health's world-class physicians diagnose and treat all orthopedic, spine, hand, joint trauma, and sports medicine conditions. You can find out more by visiting their website at uchealth.com and experience why we see the power of rehabilitative care every day. Again, our thanks to UC Health for their support of varsity football here at Colerain High School.
So Cardinals take over at their own 20. J.J. Huff in at quarterback. And they'll go empty backfield.
So you're saying he's going to run the ball?
More, or he's going to throw it. But, yeah, he's going to probably run the ball. Takes it to the edge, finds a gap. He's got one man to beat. Just tripped up out across the 35.
Yes, the safety did his job, just clipped his ankles. He tried to keep his feet. One of the best, most productive runs from the Colerain offense all day.
Well, since the first quarter, they moved the ball those first 2 drives. They just got killed by penalties. Didn't get much done in the air, but they did have a pretty decent start to some of those drives. Same play the other way. Huff steps behind. The receiver can't get any extra push. He'll get about 4 yards on the carry. Huff's helmet did come off, so he's got to come out here.
Colerain coach is a little upset with the entire defense continuing that tackle after the whistle. It's kind of borderline. As I said, seems like one half of the referees are going real slow with the whistle. Some of the referees are going pretty fast depending on what side of the field that you're on.
So I don't know what happened to Luis Barnes. I don't know if he's out too, but Huff comes out limping and has to come out because his helmet came off. So we'll see freshman quarterback Trayvon Smith in. The freshmen are undefeated. So Trayvon Smith in at quarterback, the freshman. Now, do you let the freshman run wild, or you smartly just have him?
He's going to hand the ball off here.
Takes it, and he's going to run.
I think he was supposed to hand the ball off.
Yeah, a little bit of freshman eagerness. I don't even know. Nope, he's got to get up. Yep, Smith, you got to get up. There's no other quarterback.
I liked how his offensive lineman came to help him out.
He came out like, I think Huff is hurt. Yeah, Coach Huber's going to have to call timeout. No, I don't. They're going to have Ryan O'Brien in at quarterback.
Colerain down to their 4th quarterback?
Yeah, Smith came out a little limping. Timeout Colerain. Who is the 4th quarterback?
Almost go. You would think.
You put Greg
Williams got his helmet
wild?
off. I saw him limping earlier When the game first started, I don't even think he's been on a defense much.
Oh, there comes our new quarterback, that little kid.
It'll be interesting who's going to. Greg Williams gets up, but it also might be one of those. Him and Cooper Creek both have their helmets off on the sidelines.
He's carrying. Greg Williams does have it in his hands, though.
No, yeah, it's one of those. You just trying to get something, make something happen. You don't want to risk when you're players in this situation. So, well, I don't think there's any question about what's going to happen here. Ryan O'Brien.
He's going deep.
Is in at quarterback. He's your wide receiver. He has not thrown. Yeah.
No, yeah, he's running the ball on that sweep around the right side towards the 3 wide receivers
and the tight end to that side. And that's exactly what he does. He runs that way. Everyone in the building knows he's going to do it, and he's stopped after a short gain. But I don't know who this is going to go on. There was a penalty on the flag on the field.
Way down the field, I believe it's one of the Colerain wide receivers, and maybe he was playing tight end, went down. So huge contact, pass the yard to get. But it was a holding on Colerain.
Why would that be a holding? That was either a personal foul.
But there might be an extra flag. I think there was a.
That's declined.
Dead ball foul.
Nope. That was either personal foul on Colerain or personal foul on Lakota West. It was not holding.
It's 4th down anyway. But maybe,
I mean, it doesn't matter either way.
Maybe it was a personal foul on both of them. We don't know.
He called holding declined by Lakota West. That was either a late hit on Colerain or a late hit on Lakota West.
We have not figured out this referee's hand signals. And he is not mic'd.
Krieg gets it away. It will be fielded, then muffed, still up, picked up on the run. Tackled from behind is Lakota West. There was a whole bunch going on there.
I'm not sure. We have no ambient mic.
There's a reason we don't put ambient mics.
But just so somebody know that there's a young woman, second row from the top, just under our booth. That was her baby that made the tackle.
Yeah, good for him. I didn't get a number on him.
Tell you what, I love your Bob's enthusiasm, though. That was awesome.
Yeah, I missed the number on the tackle because I was concerned because Lakota West didn't guard the outside man, so there was no one. The Colerain gunner on the outside was jumping up and down like, "Hey, no one's covering me."
Well, then he was offsides and.
But yeah, he was so eager because he was so wide open that he jumped off sides. But the referees just let it go because it's a running clock in the 4th quarter.
Well, but the referee was 3 foot away from.
Yeah, he just let it go, but it didn't work. It didn't work. Didn't matter because Cooper Creek didn't see him, and Lakota West defender at the last second ran out there as he jumped off sides to cover him.
He's got another. This is another quarterback.
Another high snap. Cover it up.
15. Nolan Parker, senior, is getting some snaps at quarterback for the Firebirds.
Yeah, we got substitutions wholesale everywhere. I think Hayden Danielson might be the only starter still in there for the Cardinals.
Till now.
Cooper Krieg also was in there until now. 7:10 to play.
Almost a preview of what we're going to see tomorrow morning at Lakota West, 10 o'clock. JV, probably get all your JV starters out there.
Minus the quarterback. You probably see the freshman quarterback at JV. Handoff. Good job. Ball is loose. And still loose.
Now, Colerain player touched it, but I believe he was out of bounds, so the ball's going to be dead.
Really good play there. You know, he's gotten kind of picked on. There's also a penalty flag on the. He kind of gets picked on because he's the backup to Creek and Williams, and teams kind of go at him. John Matheny, though, that time, he kept contained and made not only the tackle but forced the fumble.
Yeah, and that ball was loose. Colerain did end up on it, but in that scramble, one of the Colerain players' feet were out of bounds when he touched it. So
he
did not have possession while in bounds.
the initial scramble there, he thought he had it, missed it, but when he touched it, his foot was out of bounds. It's kind of.
I think it was a holding against
holding
Lakota West, but the outcome of the play was better than the penalty, so they declined it. So it's third down and a long way.
They have it at the 33.
22.
They need the Colerain 43. Back to throw, steps up, he's going to run. And good tackle by the freshman, Ethan Dixon. So fourth down. Lakota West will send their punt team out, which I believe this will be the
Is the backup putter?
Is this their first punt of the evening?
No, we dropped one, didn't we?
It's first punt since we muffed it.
Cameron Evans back for the Colerain Cardinals.
Here's the interesting part. Both teams had it. Colerain, when you get these JVs in there, it's always interesting on special teams if you have the right numbers out there. Punt is away. That's a good one. Cameron Evans fair catches it, takes it at his own 27. So adventures in quarterbacking continue here.
The clock will stop at the change of possessions. 5:28 left to play. Who you got a quarterback, Brandon?
Are we going to get our sixth quarterback of the evening?
Looks like it. Can't see a number.
I think 38, Evan Lawson is the other quarterback on the roster. He just hands it off.
Yes, that is 38.
Just hand off to Ricardo Lofton. He gets about 2 yards.
2-yard gain, and we're second down and 8 on the 37.
Interesting to see if they let him throw the ball. So far, no. He just hands it off Lofton. Gets by the initial one. Not much there. It'll be third down.
No gain on the play.
And interesting here with the play call, when you're down to your sixth quarterback, they've been signaling him in or sending him in with a scout. This time they're having the sixth-string quarterback come all the way to the sidelines to get the play directly from the coach.
3rd and 8 on the 37.
3rd and 8, 4:10.
Well, either way, the coach has to get the play
There's
in.
15 seconds left.
You're going to have to call timeout here.
I'm not sure what the coach was waiting for right there. You're not doing anything fancy. You're not changing the play, and the quarterback standing right in front of him just took a long time to get that play in.
Well, Helping Hands at Home Games is organized by
Referee waves off his flag. He had called a delay game, but they got a timeout called from the sidelines before the flag was thrown.
at the middle of the field to scan in and get your assigned location and supplies. Thanks to all of our students who are helping out by lending a hand tonight to keep our campus as clean and as safe as possible. Go Cards. And thanks to our Helping Hands at Home Games.
And I think everyone here, for different reasons, will recognize that the clock does stop at 3:54 and have feelings one way or the other that the clock is not still running. And again, because of the score, it doesn't matter if it's an incomplete pass. The clock will run, so why not throw the ball? I don't care if it's your sixth different quarterback of that game.
Gotta see what he's listed as a quarterback for a reason. Give him a shot.
Let her rip. Takes it, looks, throws. And maybe that's why, because everyone knew he was going to run that bubble screen. Picked off.
Firebirds, number 23, Joel Drake.
And then a little A little bit after the play, I believe they're going to get a personal foul on Lakota West, but it doesn't matter. It's after the interception.
After the interception. Of all the times I've called for, play, that was –
you didn't want that flop.
That was a bad flop.
Well, it was. He legitimately got pushed after the play,
got pushed.
But not hard enough to knock him over.
Not hard enough to sell it with your arms and go. But
he sold it.
He sold it. Got the play call.
So it will be a turnover on the interception, but the penalty will be walked off after.
So Evan Lawson gets his first pass attempt of the season, and it's an interception. Picked off by number 23, Joel Drake. Personal foul on the Firebirds takes it back to the 45 of Colerain. They'll get the ball with 3:40, and the clock is running. Let's see if the Firebirds can get a snap here. And again, the backup center is really struggling right now.
Nolan Parker on the recovery for the Firebirds.
That will be like an 18, 19-yard loss. That was a heck of a...
And that's twice he's done that, and it's not like you've got a really small quarterback and he barely gets it over his head. That's 6 foot over his head.
Well, it's also not like we saw in the scrimmage, Colerain struggle with the snap, but that's also because the nose guard for St. X is going to Michigan. Is this fearsome big guy that the pressure. It's the Colerain backups. It's not like there's a lot of this pressure coming at you, but. Clock continues to run. Drop back, set up, screen pass. Was that tipped, or did he just throw that into the crowd to get rid of it?
I would think it was a little bit tipped, but there was a Colerain linebacker that picked it up, and if it wasn't tipped, it almost should have been pass interference on a defensive lineman right there. But I believe it was tipped. Yeah, the referee is either cleaning his nails.
Well, I'm saying
we're not really sure by his hand signals.
I'm saying, was it a defensive play where he tipped it, or
yes.
is it he just throwing it away that I got?
No, it was tipped. He was throwing it for the screen. It was tipped.
I couldn't see because of the well-placed window post here. So third down and long.
2 minutes left to play.
Handoff up the middle. And a big run for West from Carwin Atkins. Muhammad Adario with the Cardinal tackle. Fourth down.
4th down and 15, ball on the 50.
Offense still on there. We're at 1:38 and counting on the clock. Continues to run with the 30-point differential. Just going to get a quick kick, or are they actually going to run a play here?
Yeah, run the clock all the way down.
Snap back. They're just going to hand it off here on third down. And still on his feet. Atkins is going to pick up. So they convert a second and 30 on 2 plays. Pushed out of bounds. Clock continues to run. First down, West. So Lakota West can just take a knee here. Or they'll run one more play. They're going to hand it off up the middle. Carwin Atkins dropped. And that should be the final play. Clock continues to run under 20 seconds.